Two prominent members of the Trump administration visited North Texas to discuss the COVID pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Blake Hansen. First tonight at 5:30, those topics headlined a leadership forum at the Bush Presidential Center, along with human rights in Afghanistan. Fox 4's Alex Boyer live with that. Alex.
Hi, Blake, that's right, and this leadership forum brings together some of the brightest minds to talk about issues, as you mentioned, that are very pertinent today. Among the topics of conversation, of course, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, as well as two conflicts overseas.
And we have two outstanding speakers to join us here today.
At the 5th Annual Forum on Leadership hosted by the George W. Bush Presidential Center Thursday, the theme was Our Nation's Calling. The COVID-19 pandemic, one of the key topics of conversation.
Let's be clear, every disease pandemic is political. They all have been political.
Dr. Deborah Birx served as the White House COVID-19 response coordinator under President Donald Trump from 2020 to 2021. She has been critical of the Trump administration's COVID response, but politics aside, she also said the pandemic spurred innovation. The federal government worked with the private sector to get COVID tests and vaccines to the public in record time.
And then it becomes not perception-based, not risk-based, not finger-pointing-based. It just says we have to do something different here.
The forum also focused on the aftermath of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Last month, the Taliban said it would allow girls above the 6th grade to return to school, but reversed course without explanation.
I can imagine the devastation and heartbreak when the Taliban changed its mind and sent them home the same day.
Former First Lady Laura Bush, who continues to promote women's rights in Afghanistan, presented an award to Afghan activist Sakina Yaqubi for carrying on that mission despite the Taliban's oppressive restrictions.
You can imagine that without education, how they survive.
Then there's the war in Ukraine. Former U.S. Defense Secretary General James Mattis was the keynote speaker. He says it's crucial for Vladimir Putin to be stopped.
I'm very concerned about the scorching rhetoric, the rolling of eyes, the contempt we're showing toward one another.
General Mattis says it's equally important for our democracy that the American people come together.
I'll guarantee you right now in Moscow, as we go after each other, Putin's over there. He's cheering every minute of the day.
And to that point, Mattis says it's also important that NATO and the European Union work together in a united front. He went on to say that no doubt China is keeping an eye on how the war in Ukraine plays out.